So let's begin this with a simple activity where we all will be involved, and I want you to share your experiences. So this activity is called as Two Truths and One Lie, in which I would request you all to take a minute and think about two best learning moments of your life. So I want two truths and one thing which is not true, but it sounds believable. So once you are ready, start sharing it with us, and we will try to guess which one is the lie. So let's start with this activity.
You can repeat it again, Megha. You can repeat what the activity is again.
So the activity is two truths and one lie. Here you have to think of two things, two true things, the best learning moments of your life, and one lie or one which is not true, but you have to sound as if it is believable. And then others will guess which was the lie. So the topic is my best learning moment.
Okay, anybody would like to share?
Yes, if we are ready, let's start sharing. Anybody who wants to take the initiative?
May I, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. My name is Sugra Kuwawala from Zenith School. My first experience is I got hurt when I was learning scooter. Second, my first stage performance of singing was um, a super hit. And third, I got 5 awards in the school. So you have to guess which one is the false one.
Okay, this is very challenging because you've been thinking for each one. So anybody who wants to guess? Or we can always write 1, 2, 3 in the chat box, if that is convenient for all.
I think the last one is a lie.
Okay.
Second one is the lie.
I also felt it is the second one. Okay. Kaira says 1. Indu says the second one. Kaira says the first one. Chetna says it is the last one.
It's last one only.
Okay. Nivi also says it's the last one. Last one. Okay, Saranya. Sorry.
Okay.
Can we know the correct answer, please?
Sure. First one was correct that I had got hurt when I was driving. Second was also correct because my first stage performance of singing was super hit. And third one is not correct because I got 3 awards instead of 5. So thank you so much.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing it. Okay. So, as educators, we all should remember this. As rightly said by Maya Angelou, they may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So let's take 2 minutes of our time to reflect on your current classroom situation. So this is a very simple activity that we all can do together. You have to think of 2 things that you are doing in your classrooms and which is not a challenge, which you're able to do it positively, and 2 things which you are finding a little challenging. So I have given some prompts on the screen. You can use them and you can write your answers in the chat box. Sorry. Let's begin. So I want you to state 2 challenges and 2 positive practices that you're doing in your classroom, which is helping you. I have mentioned a few prompts, but if you are doing something which is working for you or which you feel is challenging, you can always write them also in the chat box. So at the end, let's see if I will be able to help you to overcome those challenges. Okay, so I'll stop sharing and you can write your answers in the chat box. Challenges students' behavior. Building relationship is the positive practice for Hindu. Challenge 3, 4, 1, positive awareness. Okay, parent communication or the mode of communication. Okay. Sure. So students' behavior, creating a positive classroom behavior. So let's see, let's work on the strategies, which are very important. So let's quickly dive into the strategies part. So before we move ahead, did you know a positive learning environment can increase students' engagement and academic performance by 70 to 80%? So which plays a very important role. Okay, we'll quickly see. There are 2 classroom scenarios here. So I want you to guess. So I want you to see and tell me, anybody who can unmute and tell me, what is the difference do you find in these 2 classrooms? Let's assume there's classroom A and classroom B.
So this is Saranya Prabhu here. So in the first image, if you see, the teachers are interacting with the students and they are getting their opinion and doing everything, I mean, as a team, wherein in the other picture, the teacher is like just teaching, not involving students. That is what I feel.
And how do you think this will impact?
When you just keep talking, you generally don't understand how much the children have got it, and unless and until you get answers from them, you won't be able to understand, are you doing the right job?
Very nice. Absolutely. So, can we say the first classroom is an active classroom and second is the passive one? In the first classroom, you see that the teacher is totally involved. A lot of conversation is happening. You're able to give feedbacks. They are given a room to share their ideas. But in the second one, it is passive listening. So children are only listening, and teacher assumes she comes to the classroom. And so when I started working as a teacher, we had two sections, and this is something very commonly that I had seen that there are some teachers who become very mechanical over years. They come to the classroom, they know what has to be done, they just teach and they leave, irrespective of how the child feels. And we all know that we have different kind of children with different learning abilities, I can say. So definitely classroom A is more active than classroom B. Uh, the classroom B is more of memorization and rote learning, and there is very minimal interaction. But in the other one, yes, as you mentioned, there is a lot of teamwork. Children are very happy. If you see the atmosphere, the environment is really happy. Even the child who is not involved is sitting back, is listening and happily learning. So there is a lot of room for learning. So this is a positive learning environment that we are looking at. So now let's get into the strategy part. Okay. So how many of us feel that teachers are only responsible for the child to learn or for positive learning environment? So yes, teachers play a very important role, and definitely there are most of the things which are expected from the teacher and should happen. But there are other stakeholders in positive learning environment, and I had given a very nice acronym called STRIPS-C. So if you remember this acronym, it is going to help us. Let's see how STRIPS-C will help us, and let's look at the strategies. Okay, so first, when we are talking about teachers, yes, definitely teachers play a very important role. So as a teacher, you are responsible for supportive and inclusive classrooms, because children are coming from different backgrounds. It is very important that you first understand them. So like in classroom 1A and classroom B, we will have to make sure that all of them are involved as teachers. You understand each child, you help them, you listen to them. So this is one thing which is missing, I feel, everywhere. Listening is the key. So initial few days, don't jump into teaching. I know we all have a lot of pressure to complete the syllabus, but just give a few days understanding them, knowing about them, which is very important. And then understand that each child is different and keep your expectation to that level. So if you see even 1% growth as a teacher, you are doing a good job. Don't expect that each child will get 90% academically. As children have different skills, we should accept it. Then your teaching methodologies, not everybody learns through rote way, or one plan doesn't work for all. So I will just say that. So it is very important that you plan and engage and make it multisensory so that you're able to reach most of the children in the classroom. Then engage them in a very interactive way where they are able to share their thoughts, provide personal feedbacks, encouragement, brings so build strong relationships. And so very simple activity that I used to do in my class, we used to put two colored chits in a bowl. So every day, this is called as a feeling bowl. So you can whenever the child is feeling happy about something or wants to share something, if the teacher doesn't have time, writes and then puts it in the jar. So we kept the pink jar for positive things, and when the child is feeling low, the child writes and put it. And end of the day, we just spend that 10 minutes where you can appreciate the child, or you can understand how the child is feeling and help the child to overcome. So I felt that's one very important strategy that everybody can use in the class. It takes hardly 5 to 10 minutes. But once then you try to build that relationship, you understand the child much better. So it helps in building strong relationship with them. Next, the second thing is instructions. Please make sure your instructions are very crisp, clear. Also, sometimes as a teacher, role model it. Show them what you're expecting out of them rather than only giving instructions. Something very important is the display boards. Whatever you're expecting, put it on the chart so that they see every day. I also did a very interesting thing. I used to make leaders for the day. So I don't have to repeatedly do it. They take the ownership and they start doing it all by themselves. And once it gets into a habit, your job becomes much easier because they take care, they know and children love taking responsibilities. It is we as teachers who don't trust them. So very important, give them clear instructions, make a daily routine for them. They enjoy doing all of this. Next comes students. Students themselves. So when you make them independent, students start taking ownership and then they set goals for themselves. So motivate them to talk, participate. So not each child is same, as we all know, but teamwork, peer learning, make them. So if you have a child who's doing very well and you have a child who doesn't understand or is lacking behind, so pair them up, give them opportunities to do it together. So this child also will feel motivated, and they get the feeling of even I am able to do it. Probably they have given only the 20%, but at least they try, rather than just giving them individual tasks which they might copy, or it could be any scenario they're not able to. So what will happen in those cases, they will feel demotivated and they don't want to do it the next time. So this is very important, student, and give them that space to speak, to talk. Always tell them that if they need something, if they don't understand something, they can always come back to you. And patience is the key. Handle things with patience, give them proper suggestions. It is very important. The next thing is classroom environment. So so what we used to do is in the initial days when we used to start the class, I used to tell them that the way you keep your classrooms clean, your houses clean, the same way we do with the classroom. So this is our classroom. You give them that ownership. You teach them that the trash has to only go in the dustbin. When you walk inside inside the classroom, you need to dust your footwear and then come inside. So these are just simple things. You just have to do it for a day or two and they start understanding it and they follow instructions. So accountability and making them responsible is very important. Make them feel very comfortable and make a space where they feel that this is my space and I will be able to share anything or everything. Integrate so we've spoken about displays, make it very welcoming, integrate technology because it has become very essential nowadays. The next are parents. So parents play a very important role again because half of the day children also spend time at home, and I feel parents are the first teachers. So maintain good communication. So parent teacher communication should always be there, so the child is also not playing around, and the child knows that there is learning happening from both the ends, which will always support the child. And only you encouraging and supporting will not help. Even this should happen from home. So parents also take a very important role in building a positive learning. The most important thing I feel is the institution. So school support is very important when they are hiring teachers. So like we do with children, the same thing that school management also do when they're hiring teachers. They have to make sure that they give clear instructions of what is expected out of them. They have their own visions, they have their own methodologies, which should clearly be transferred. If the teacher needs any kind of support, they should always be there to help and support. They should also make sure that uh, they teachers development is happening annually, and there are a lot of workshops happening so that teachers can also learn what are the new things happening around, and they can make better lesson plans. So school plays, and then for children also they can have better support, they can have If they have less space, also they can have different activities which are involved. So the children who are not very good with academics at least get space in showing their skills in different areas, and they feel motivated. So end of it, it is not only academics, it is more about building their confidence, and you have to support, listen, be patient, be friendly, and give them that room so that they communicate. You're working on the communication skills. You are working a lot. So they see you as the second mother. So please be there for them. And always remember this, STRIPS-C. So that acronym should always help you, I guess. I hope I was able to give you most of the strategies.
Yes, I think, Megha, that was quite a bit that you have shared with us. Yes. So I think strip C is something that we can inculcate. I would just like to add one more thing, Megha, here is inclusive of all of this. One thing that is required is being positive ourselves as a teacher. We have a lot of stress. We have a lot of the internal that we say, maybe your home stress, or it can be many other things in line. But if we keep ourselves positive, we first learn to develop ourselves, bring that happiness in us, I think we should be able to pass it on to our children and create that positive learning. Thank you so much, Megha.
Absolutely. Yes. So let's be those. I wanted to read that out. Who can inspire children and make them feel seen, heard. So let's together make that room for children. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your attention. Hope you found it informative and helpful. Now I would hand it over to Ms. Nirvi. She will be sharing with us about managing behavior and building discipline positively. Thank you.
So thank you, Ms. Megha, for an insightful session. And good morning once again, everybody. Now, moving on, we are going to be exploring the most challenging parts of teaching. Teaching we all can do, that is, but the most challenging part, what I feel, is managing behavior and building discipline positively. I'm sure as educators, each one of us have experienced those moments in our class where our class really gets little challenging, gets on our nerves, there is that child who's like, but today's session is not about controlling that behavior, but it is about handling it positively, compassionately, getting down to their level and understanding what goes within. So over the next 30 minutes, we are going to do some reflection activity about our own classroom experiences. We are going to explore the proactive and reactive strategies. And we are going to find out practical solutions to it. Like how do we respond, how should we be, and all that. I'll just... That's the topic what we are going to do today. And there's the quote. There's usually an inside story to every outside behavior. Though we may not be able to know that inside story, generally there's some inner reason for a child to behave so, or to do so. So now it's time for the reflection activity. So everybody put on your thinking caps. Come on, wear your thinking caps. And now listen to my question carefully. Think if your classroom behavior or your mood could be best described by an emoji, which one could it be? Okay, I'll be giving you some options, but you can do there will be more than that, I'm sure. So your classroom behavior or the mood could be, either you have a calm classroom or a quiet one, or, or a challenging one or a balanced one. So now you will go on to 1 minute. Technical computer hotspot hang. Okay. So anyways, you can just have it on the screen. There is the reaction icon down below in your Zoom. You can go there and give your reactions. There is a reaction icon. Once you click on it, you'll get two options. You'll have to go to the reactions, and there are 3 dots to it. So come on, give your reactions for the
Yes, maybe you can continue, please. You're on mute.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So we have quite a mixed bag of emotions over here. Somebody saying fun, then there's balanced or eager. There was someone who was saying it's a very peaceful classroom. So, oh yeah, for mischievous activities, yes, and peaceful while learning. Yes, it could be a mixed bag as well. So, tell me, does your classroom behave the same way every single day? No, that's not correct, right? So it keeps changing. You are right. So it's, why? What could be the possible factors? Come on, you could type in the chat box. Yeah, all of you all are agreeing. Most of you are agreeing with or no. What could be the possible factors? So maybe it's the background of the child. Yes, the mood of the children, or maybe, the teacher, the bonding between the peers, what they share. Yes, the most important is the teacher's mood and the teacher's thing. So imagine if we as teachers are only too worked up with too many things happening. I'm sure all of us train our children for annual day. So if we have annual day in the store and we have to complete the syllabus in the stipulated time. So what happens? We ourselves only are too harrowed. Oh, I need to do this also. I need to do that also. So that negative vibe or that negative energy passes on to our children also. And that's why, yes, sports day also, you're right. So that's why our classroom becomes quite restless and challenging those days. Yes. But on the other hand, if if a teacher makes a consistent effort in between all this chaos also, that we need to be stay calmer, stay composed, plan things and everything. So then of course the classroom is going to work in a better way. Yes. So now it's time to wear your thinking caps again, because this is what we saw, the behavior of the classroom. Now we are going to step on to the shoes, into the shoes of our children. So are we all ready to wear our thinking caps again? Now listen to my question very, very attentively. And if you are a student in your own classroom, have you ever imagined it? If you are a student in your own classroom, how would you be as a student?
It actually changed through the years, I think, I think from grade 1 to grade 6, I was like very, and 7 and 8 was a little talkative, and ninth and 10th, I was a backbencher.
Okay,
So
good, glad to know that.
I progressed from the first bench to the last bench.
And now you are completely different, ma'am. See, so we also transit. So you could again give those emoticons. It will be difficult for me to hear to, we have times constraints. So everybody could again, maybe if you are a quiet child or a talkative child, you could just give your responses. In the chat box, or you could just give the reactions. So as Hirat ma'am said, we are all quite a mixed bag, and we ourselves are evolving every time. So that's what will be happening with our children also. Yes. So through this activity, we realize that each and every child or every student who walks into a classroom, yes, they also have their own emotional baggage with them, just as us. As teachers, we also carry our own emotional baggage into the school. But see, in the same way, children also carry their own emotional baggage in the class. So we as educators, the role is very important. Either we can build connection with them, or we can create resistance. Yes. So that's why the most powerful behavior strategy is not about fixing the behavior after it is done. Okay. It is about preparing for it before it happens. Yes. So instead of waiting for that misbehavior to happen and then we react to it as a punishment, or, as some correcting, no. Instead of that, let's find some strategies which will support us in our teaching, and we can create a healthy community in the classroom. So that's what proactive planning is all about. Yes. So it's not just about managing behavior. It's about building positive learning environment. It shifts from control to connection. Yes. So for example, if a teacher who builds and is having an engaging lessons and establishes consistent classroom rules, so of course the student understands what is expected from them, right? So this reduces boredom, frustration in the child. Those are the common triggers. Yes. So all in all, we need to prepare before we repair. You can be on mute and then also you can repeat this. Prepare before we repair. So this 7-letter word, P-R-E-P-A-R-E, prepare, lays a framework for proactive planning. So let's see what each letter stands for. That's the prepare before we repair. And let's see what each letter stands for. So P stands for planned routines. Of course, when things are planned, it's all systematic. Children also know what we are expecting from them. So what I generally do, I have a small circle time activity and then I take it to the learning time. So what happens every day, children are very clear that, yeah, after this circle time activity, I am going to go into the learning time. So the transition is smooth. Okay. That was about planned routines. Now we go to R, recognize triggers. What are triggers? Triggers could be anything. It could be, maybe the child is hungry or maybe the child seeks attention. I'm sure we all know it. Yeah. So maybe if the child is hungry and he or she becomes very irritable. Yes. So what should we do? So we have to schedule regular snack times in the school. Not that one time, it is sometimes, just half an hour after they came in or not towards the end. It should be somewhere midway. So it caters to all of that. Or maybe if the child is very irritable and very frustrated. So what do we do? The child is very irritated, very frustrated, and there is some conflict happened at home. Okay. So what should we do that time? We should just listen to the child calmly. That time don't go and tell the child, oh, no, it must be your mistake only. Mama must have said the correct thing. No, that time just listen to that child patiently. And sometimes these children just need is a hug. Okay. E is for encourage positives. Yes, we all know how much positive talking is important. And so we should encourage positives in the child. So like in case if the child is helping you out or in case if the child is helping a friend, so we could always tell them that, oh, I like the way you are waiting for a turn or I like the way you are helping. Yes. So that's how we encourage positives and this will strengthen your and the child's relationship. Yes. Otherwise, that child will feel, oh, teachers only seeing the negative part, and there has to be something positive in each one of us. Okay. Now, after that, we move on to P for provide engagement. Engaging lecture, engaging things will always grab students' attention. Right now, also, if we are just going to, lecture you, just keep on brabbing, talking, will that work? No. So relating it, engaging it, giving some hands-on activity automatically reduces triggers like boredom, frustration. So it's all interconnected, you see. Then we go to A, address calmly. So as I said earlier, we need to listen to them patiently, be very calm with them. So I had this child in my class who was very enthusiastic for sharing, he had a lot of background knowledge and he would really share relevant information. So he was so excited. Always he would wanted to miss this, miss that. So then I would just tell him that please wait for your turn. When teacher will ask you, that time you say. Okay. So that's how we need to be calm in talking to them instead of giving a reaction like of raising your voice. Okay. Then R is for reflect and restore. Now, reflection about the student. The student is going to reflect about his or her own behavior. Okay. This is really very important because it helps them empathize with their peers or with anybody surrounding them. So let me just share with you this thing that, there was this child in my class. She just grabbed a toy from one of her friends. Okay. So that time I didn't give any reaction. I just waited for say 5 minutes and then I called that child aside and I asked the child, what do you think that friend of yours would have felt? So that child started thinking and she said, yeah, my friend didn't feel good about it. Then I asked that friend that now what would you do? How could you make it, better now? How could you make your friend feel better now? So then she said, oh, maybe I could share the toy with her now and I could go and tell sorry to her. So, see, this is how reflection is very important for these children. Now, E is for ensure consistency. So, remember, we all have that rules chart in our classroom, which we, just do it in the month of June. And we think that, yeah, we are all set for the new academic year. But no, we need to keep on reminding them the rules. Every time the rule is broken or it is, mended, every time that rule needs to be re-emphasized. Okay, we just can't leave it that time. No. So just make use of that chart more often. So this was all about prepare, about all the proactive planning. So in this, all the three things of teaching are taken care of, about the student, about the teacher, and about the classroom by and large. So what about the student? What are the student takeaways from this? It is that the students become more responsible, yeah, empathetic, yes, and they are more aware of what is happening. For the teacher, this is very important. Teacher spends more time teaching and less time reacting and correcting. So all your energy is getting saved to teach them. Okay. Then the classroom, by and large, as a community, becomes a healthy community where everybody works together, the teacher and the student. It's not that the teacher is on some other page and the student is on some other page. Okay. So these are the actions that the teacher takes after any misbehavior. But what happens when still there is some misbehavior, which can happen? They are children after all. Okay. So what should we do that time? How should our reaction be that time? Okay. Before that, we'll do a small activity wherein you have to say this sentence: sit down right now. Okay. So you are going to say this sentence in different tones. I'll just call out if you could unmute and say it in the tone what I am telling you. So just let me see. Okay. Miss Chetna, could you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Could you say this? Could you say this in an angry tone? Sit down right now.
Sit down right now.
Oh, that was quite a thing. Okay. Miss Ashwini, could
Yeah.
you say this in a frustrating tone?
You used to have them resold and respiked. Can you sit down right now?
Okay. Miss Urvashi,
With that size, so you buy.
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Could you say it in a calm tone?
Sit down right now.
Excellent. So now let me ask you some questions, okay? Which tone made you want to listen to it more? Was it the angry? Was it the frustrating? Or was it the calm tone? You could give your responses in the yes, the third one, the calm one. You're right. That's how even our children want to listen to us throughout in the calm tone. Okay. So that's what we have got our reaction strategy. So we need to stay calmer when we respond. That's the very good reactive strategy we have got. So calmer is a 6-letter word, CALMER. This lays a framework for reactive strategies. Okay, so these are the reactive strategies. which are the actions of after the challenging behavior has occurred, and we need to stay calmer. So this is the acronym of calmer, what each letter stands for. C stands for composed communication. So how should the communication be? It should be very composed. Yes. So for example, in my, when my class gets a little noisy, so what do I do? Instead of just shouting on top of my voice, what do? I just stop my lesson and I count backward from 5 to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In a very calm and composed tone. So then what happens? I grab the children's attention and I say, thank you very much. And now let's all focus, focus, focus. So automatically they will come, they will start seeing what I'm doing. Okay. Then that was C. So now we go to A. A is for acknowledge feelings. Yes. So it's very important to make them feel comfortable. Yes, without that, they'll not listen to you. So, I had changed a place of few children. So there was this child in the class who didn't like it. He was quite upset. Like, why is teacher changing my place? I wanted to sit with my friend. So what did I tell him? I told him that I understand the way you're feeling right now, but it's good to make new friends. Yes. And next time when we are changing places, you will get to select your own spot and you get to select your own friend too. So wow, that child really got excited. Okay, right now I have to listen to my teacher, then my teacher is going to listen to me. So he really felt very good about it. L is to lead by example. So if you want certain things to come from your children in the classroom, you only have to be that role model. As Megha had also said us, she had told us about it. So that's what we also need to do. If you want the children to enter the classroom on time, you need to be there before them. Yes. Only if you are there before them, you keep on, okay, when they enter, just wish them, yeah, come on, good morning, Sugra, welcome, how was your day? That way. So you will keep on, instead of, what is the point if you going early and you are busy correcting your books and anything? No. That time, your whole attention, the whole focus should be on the children. Okay. So as it is rightly said, if you want respect, you should give respect first. So it's all give and take relationship. Now we go to M. M is for maintain consistency. So always re-emphasize the rule as we said it in the proactive strategy also. We need to re-emphasize your rule. Okay. So the classroom rule is to say, raise your hand before you speak. And a child speaks out of a turn. So you can just say, you will wait for a turn until I call you. So every time the rule is broken, apply the same rule again. Okay. E is for encourage reflection. Now this reflection is for us educators. So after the classroom, the class is over, children have gone home, you need to sit for a couple of minutes and ask yourself these questions. Yeah. What went well in my classroom today? So you'll get all those things, what all went good. What could I have done better? So that time, then you will find out those student triggers. Oh, because of this thing, the children started behaving like this or like that. So that is how you will analyze your own classroom reflection every day. This is really very important. I have been doing it regularly, so I am telling you. Okay. R is for restore connection. So say the student has missed a school for a couple of days due to illness. Okay. So what do you have to do that time? You can, confide in the parent also in case of younger children, or since they are, or maybe it's little older children, you can even ask them, make them comfortable first when they've come back. Hope you are doing better now. I know you can get back on track and, be with everybody, make the child comfortable once he's back. Confide with the parents also that, yeah, please, in case if you need any help, in case of any missing concepts, if they want to know how it is done, you may follow the protocol of your school, maybe after dispersal every day, or maybe on a Saturday, or like however it's the protocol of your school. So that's how we can do it. Miss Rinki, which point should I repeat? Could you just let me know about the restore connection or encourage reflection? The reflection one. Okay. So after the day ends for you as a teacher, okay, once you are home, so then you sit and reflect this, that how was your day in school? How did the lecture go on? Whichever lesson you did, you could just do the reflection activity on that topic also. It could be that minor as well. And then, okay, so that was good part of it. Now, what is the bad, like what are the negatives? What could I have done better to improve my lesson next time? Yes, that will help you identify student triggers, like whether they have got bored or it's just teacher is just saying like that only, or it could be anything, maybe lack of movement, you are just saying. So that's it. I hope I'm clear, Miss Rinki. So these were all the reactive and the proactive strategies. So now, all in all, when we prepare and when we stay calmer, we create a healthy classroom and environment where the child feels safe, secure, involved, okay, and needs to feel valued. Always children need to feel valued. So discipline is not about punishment, but it's about guiding and it's about connecting. Actually, you know what? I feel discipline is like Wi-Fi. You know why Wi-Fi? What happens if you just switch off that switch of Wi-Fi of your house? What happens? Everybody in the house, gets a little worked up. Oh, what happened? My phone is not working. This is happening. That is happening. So discipline is actually like Wi-Fi. Okay. You only notice it when it is gone. I'm sure you all agree with this. Okay. So thank you for hearing me out. You all have been a very incredible audience. Very wonderful. And thank you, Hiran ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Yes. And now I'll be calling upon Miss Indu, who will be throwing light on engaging all learners through active participation. So thank you once again, everybody. And over to you, Miss Indu.
Thank you, Nivi, for that wonderful session. As Nivi introduced, my topic for the day is engaging all learners through active participation. Before I start with my topic, as Hiran ma'am had mentioned at the beginning, I would request all of you to please switch on your cameras. I know it's a Sunday morning. If I had to be part of this session, I would be on my bed with a cup of coffee or maybe my breakfast plate. That's absolutely fine. Can you please switch on your videos? Let's make it a little interactive and interesting. Yeah, thank you. I have few cameras on. The others also, please. Like as a teacher, being in the class, I'm sure you don't want to teach an empty class where there's just one or two students, right? You would want the whole bunch inside. That's going to make you very active. That's going to make the class interesting. So I would also, make it a little interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, teachers, for switching on the camera.
Okay, so during the COVID session, when we had this online classes regularly for children, they had come up with this 20-20 rule. So after 20 minutes of session, you're supposed to look away 20 meters away. I'm not very sure about it, away for 20 seconds. So we have been continuously looking into the screen. So let us also take a break. I want all of you to look out of the screen for 20 seconds, and your time starts now. If possible, look at something green in your environment, a plant or something. It makes us feel calmer and better. Okay, time up. Let's look back into the screen with a very happy face, beautiful smile. Thank you. Do you want to stretch? Do you think you want to stretch? You can do that also. Stretch your arms, prepare your listening ears. That's how I start my class. I ask my children, to prepare their listening ears. Keep your eyes focused on me. Okay, so just for today, I know you're all adults and teachers, but I consider you as students, so it makes my delivery easy. Okay, so let me share my slide. So the topic for today is engaging all learners through active participation. Now that we have heard from Megha and Nivi how to create and maintain a positive learning environment, let us dive a little deeper and discuss about how to deliver our lessons in a way that engage all learners. And this will help us to produce an effective learning environment. Okay, so before we start with the topic, let us play a game. We all love to play games, I'm sure. Yes, so the game is that I will be sharing a slide. You will have to observe the contents on the slide, and I'm going to time it for 20 seconds. So you get 20 seconds to notice what is there on my slide. Shall I start sharing? Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So your time starts now. Ten seconds done. Another 10 seconds. Last 5 seconds. And I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Now, could you all please type in the chat box what all things you could observe in this 20 seconds? I would request all of you to participate, please. Travel, okay. Time. Now, could you just list down the things, all the things that you have noticed? Yeah, there's nature, connection, access, clock, tree, knowledge, apple, tea, key, clock, tree. Wow. Time, nature, health, time. Thank you, Anakha. Thank you, Vasudha. Thank you, Deepa ma'am. Wow, wonderful. So do you think if I had given you some additional time, little more time to observe the slide, would it have been better for all of you? Yes? Okay. So I'm going to share the same slide once again with all of you. Okay. But this time, before I share the slide, I'm going to give you a clue. Are you all ready to hear the clue? Yeah. The clue is every picture on the slide is connected to a word on the slide. I hope it's clear. Every picture is connected to a word on the slide. Okay. So let me share the screen once again, keeping the clue in your mind. And your time starts now. Yeah, now. Ten seconds done. 5 seconds more. And shall I stop sharing it? Time up. Yeah. Okay. Now I could I request anybody to, unmute and give the answers this time, please? You can raise your hand or
Yeah,
unmute.
may I?
Yeah, please, Deepa ma'am.
Yeah, book gives knowledge.
Okay.
Globe gives you the different continents, countries, etc. You can view that on the globe. Apple probably gives you quick energy, or apple tree.
Apple tree. Ma'am, a
There was
picture
a
and a
tree
word.
also,
Yes,
and there
but
was an apple. So I associate apple either with tree or apple giving you energy.
okay. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Yes, ma'am. Continue.
And what? A key gives you an access to,
Car key.
entry to a room or whatever.
True.
And car I can use for travel.
Yes.
And what else was there? Time, clock. Clock tells you the time.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks a lot, Deepa ma'am. That was
Most
good
welcome.
observation.
Thank
Urvashi ma'am,
you.
I think she would also like to share.
Tea time. Tea with time.
Tea with time. Okay.
And travel a world.
Okay.
And energy with apple.
Energy with apple. Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I will just share the slide once again and give you the answers. So this is how it was. It is coffee, energy, car, travel, apple, one second. Yeah, key access, book knowledge, bridge connection, globe world, and apple is health. So these were the answers. Now I would request any of you to just unmute and share your experience of the game. How was it for the first 20 seconds and how did it go for the second time when you had the clue with you?
With the clue, I had an adrenaline rush, to be very honest. Trying to, recall and figure out things. So I personally felt very excited and like a baby, to be very honest, like a child.
Thank you, Deepa ma'am. Anybody else? How was it the second time with the clue? Yes, Bhumika ma'am?
Ma'am, for the first time when I saw it was just I was visualizing all the pictures and restoring all the names, what was written there. And when you started making connection, I started the thinking process started. And I was really connecting things and I was thinking. I was into the process of thinking how it is getting connected. So it was curiosity was enlightened like that.
Oh, great. So if I could say, was it better for the second time? Were you able to memorize it better the second time?
Yes, second time definitely it was much better.
Okay. Thank you for that response, Deepa ma'am and Bhumika ma'am. So through this game, we understand when we had to memorize random pictures or random words, it was difficult. But when we knew there was a connection between the pictures and the word, it was easier for us. This is because when you link words and images, it helps the brain to form stronger connections, and that helps us for an easier recall. So when we talk about any learning process, the organ that comes into play is the human brain. We all know that the human brain helps us in many different ways. The functions of the brain are quite a lot. But today I would like to bring to your notice a very, very important function of the brain. Okay, so this function of the brain is to forget. Okay, forgetting is a very important function of the brain. Forgetting is considered to be the default state of the brain. And studies says that there has been evidence which proves that the brain is equipped with several mechanisms to actively erase memories. So while memories, especially which are irrelevant, those memories which are not used quite often. So when you think in that way, now you know why are we not able to memorize the contact numbers of our parents, of our friends, because we are not using it now. What we do is only search on the mobile, search the contact on the mobile, and we tap on the call icon, and the call gets forwarded. We are not typing it. We are not using it. The brain is not using it anymore. So the brain finds these contacts, these memories as irrelevant, and it is being erased from our brain. And when the brain erases all these irrelevant memories, it's actually making up space for new memories to learn new things. And when these unnecessary memories are removed, only the ones which are relevant and required stays in our brain, the brain is in a better position to make precise decision. Decision making becomes better and it promotes creativity. Okay, so as a parent or an educator, how are we going to deliver things in a manner that the children remember them? So this reminds me of a quote of Benjamin Franklin. It says, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." So for any learning to be successful, there has to be an active involvement by the learner. Now, what else are the benefits? So when a student is actively involved or the child participates actively, it leads to smart learning. Now, smart learning, as you know, this is a micro teaching series. So we have all come up with, capsules so that it's easy for you to gulp it and remember. So I've put it in a form called SMART. Now, smart learning is about shorter training time, memory retention, academic success, real world skills, and thinking deeply. Let me just give you an example to understand the smart learning. So you're trying to teach, I'm a pre-primary educator. So in pre-primary schools, you're trying to teach the child that when you mix the red and yellow, you get orange. Or when you mix the blue and yellow, you get green, right? So instead of telling this to the child or showing the experiment, the best thing that you can do is give the children the paint. Give them the red and yellow paint. Let the child mix it, right? And the child will discover how the orange color is formed. The child is discovering it on his own. So when you have a hands-on experience, when you do it on your own, when you try to cut the vegetable or, in a particular or clean anything, you understand it better. It gets registered rather than you seeing your friend doing it. When you do it, it's better. It stays in your brain forever, right? So shorter training period, you don't have to keep teaching the child. Next comes memory retention. The memory retention is more when a child learns through this. Academic success. Let me take another example where children are learning about germination. And you're trying to teach the children the needs of germination. What are the things required for germination? And the stages of germination, like a seed turns to a sprout, then a seedling, and then the little plant, etc. So instead of showing a lot of pictures and keep talking about this again and again, what we can do is we can have a project in our class where you divide the class into 3 teams. In a tray, you sow seeds, probably different type of seeds, and you water them regularly, keep it in the sunlight. Another tray where you water them regularly, but you keep it in a dark room. Okay. And the third team sows the seed. They do not water it, but the tray is kept it in the sunlight. So as the days, as through the week, the children get to know the changes happening to the seed. Which seed sprouts faster? The seeds in which tray? The tray number 1, 2, or 3. Which germinates? Right? So a child who has learned through this process, who has understood it this way, the child is actively participated there. The academic success is more for that child, because when the child has to draw the germination, the stages of germination or be a part of an assessment, the child does it better. So there is academic success. There is real world skills there that the child develop because the child is working in a team. The child enhances communication. The child knows how to work as a team, and social skills. They develop social skills. So that is real world skills that is developed there. And the last one in the SMART is thinking deeply. The child identifies the problem there. What went wrong with the second train? What was the problem there? What can be the solution? Ma'am, this did not germinate because we didn't pour water, ma'am. But see, in the first tray, we watered it regularly. We didn't take care of it. It was our mistake. So they identify the problem, they come up with a solution also. Right? So that is about smart learning. So active participation leads to smart learning. Now we know that active participation is important. We will look into strategies how to engage these children actively. Now, before I get into the strategies, I want everybody to understand that active participation and engagement, they are two different things, right? They sound similar, but they are two different things. Active participation is more about being there physically. It is the physical presence of the child, and it is more based on the action. Like, you're all actively participating here. I can see some of you nodding your heads. You're taking down your notes. Some of you are trying to write down. So you're present here physically. You're taking part in discussions. When I wanted something, you were unmuted and you spoke to me. So that is active participation. And you can force somebody to do that in the student. You can force a child to finish the coloring. Engagement is being present there emotionally and mentally. The child is trying to connect with the learning experience emotionally. When you are emotionally connected to a learning experience, there are chances that the child gets motivated, the child develops curiosity, the child is interested in what is happening. So that is the difference between, and you can't force a child to engage in an activity. You can't, force curiosity into a child. You need to create an environment where the child gets curious. So that is the difference between active involvement and engagement. Now let's get into the strategies of how to engage learners actively. So this was the smart learning that we discussed. And now the teachers have to create a perfect teaching environment. So that's the strategy I'm going to give you, is the perfect teaching environment. Again, a capsule form. So the perfect stands for positive, enthusiasm, reward, feedback, empowerment, content, and teaching methods. I'll take it one by one and, explain it a little deeper. So positive environment, Megha ma'am has, spoke about the positive environment, that you have to have a positive and inclusive environment where every child opinion is valued, where mistakes are considered to be part of the learning process. That's how you take it in a positive learning environment. Let me share this incident that happened in my class 2 weeks back. A child was trying to read the word kite. Okay, I had some reading cards. She had picked up few and the word was kite. So she started reading it as k-it. And she stopped there. She couldn't read after that. But she didn't change the card. She didn't put it away. She was just, observing the card. And I was also observing her. I wanted to know what she was going to do. Is she going to change the card, or, is she not able to read? But after a few seconds, she shook her head and then she read it as kite. I was so happy. I went to the child, I gave her a pat and I said, "Good reading. You're trying your best today." Yeah. Okay. Now, what if I had interrupted the child when she had stopped? What if I had told her, "Oh, this is not the way to read"? Or what if I have told her, "You're making a mistake. You're not practicing at home"? What if I had done that? Can anybody unmute and tell me how the situation would have been then?
She would have stopped thinking. She was trying to figure out the word by herself. So some children do require time, and we do need to give, even though we may have, piled up things to finish off. But there are times when you must take a call and give the child some time to figure out by himself or herself. So had you stopped, had you interrupted, you actually interrupt the process of, figuring out things. And then in future, she would be, probably she'll just give up. Anyway, ma'am is going to give me the answer.
Exactly.
So why put that effort to try out,
Very true. Thank you, Deepa ma'am. That's exactly that would have happened, right? The child would have stopped reading. She wouldn't have, her brain took time, or she was taking time to analyze. Why is the E at the end? Then I have to change the E to the I sound. Kite, it would have been, right? And she wouldn't have taken the second card. She would have just left it there, right? I would try reading. What if I make a mistake? My ma'am is going to get upset about it. So that is how you can create a positive environment in your class. Accept the mistakes. Let it be part of the learning process. Give a chance to the child to talk to you. So you will understand what is the thought process that is, going inside the child's head. So that's about positive. Let's move to enthusiasm. The next one is enthusiasm. That's my favorite one, and that's very important. So, like Hiran ma'am had said, we have to be positive. We have to be enthusiastic. We have to be passionate. As teachers, we have to be passionate about what we are delivering. If you are engaged in your activity, if you are if you are energetic about what you are delivering, the children also absorb your energy. Right? I think Mika ma'am had also talked about it, that we have to be energetic. Create an enthusiasm before you deliver any concept to the child. Create that curiosity in the child. For example, for the kite itself, if you are delivering the silent E concept, tell them, today I'm not a teacher, I've come as a magician and I have a magic wand with me. So have a stick with the letter E and I'm going to do magic with letters today. So children like, magic? How is teacher going to do the magic today? Tell them, I'm going to teach you the magic. Do you want to learn magic today? Yes. So children all get very curious to know what the magic is. They get excited about it. Yes. So that is about enthusiasm. Next is about rewards. How can you reward your children? We all know that rewards motivate children's growth, right? So what are the kind of reward system that you apply in your classes? Can anybody share that? Again, the videos are off. Can I have it on, please? Pooja ma'am, do you want to share what kind of reward system you have in your class?
Yeah, hi ma'am. Good to see you. Yes, reward system definitely will have those stars happening. We have the appreciation board where we have divided the whole class into groups. So we have like color groups, like we have red team, blue team, and green team, and different teams. And we just have the rules in the class, and we have this set rules that needs to be followed for anything that they're doing in the class. So each team has to, to be to that, to achieve that, they are getting that stars, or at the end of the day, they're getting stars or some kind of a patting or a hug from me. So of course, this is happening every day and keep changing and rotating.
Okay, that's nice. So you divide the children into teams so that, they compete among themselves and which team gains more number of stars.
Yes.
And that hug is really very nice, Pooja ma'am, because children love to get a hug from the teacher. They wait for that hug at the end of the day or when they do something right.
That's true.
Right? You can also reward the children by giving them some responsibilities.
Yeah.
Tell them that you did a great job today. I see that you're doing a great job today. I think today you can be the class leader, or you can help me with, be a teacher's assistant for the day. So they would love to be beside the teacher. So
we give them these things like, you have to distribute, suppose you're a class leader or a monitor for the day, then you'll be helping teacher to distribute books or, distributing pencils or eraser and collecting also at the same time. So they get very, feel like, okay, I'm like equal to a teacher, and other children will see me in that way. So of course it helps. It really helps.
And they'll keep announcing everywhere.
Yes.
Today I helped Pooja ma'am. Today I helped Pooja ma'am.
Correct.
Mama, I helped Pooja ma'am.
Today I was the leader. Today.
Yeah.
Ma'am gave me a special responsibility. Yeah.
So they know that, you're building a trust there. You're building a relationship with the child. So that's how reward system works. Next, we have the feedback. Now, feedback, when I talk about feedback, we need to remember that the feedback should be timely, given at the right time when the ideas are fresh in the mind so the child can work on it. It should be constructive. Guide the children how to grow, how to improve on it. So it should be constructive and caring. Give them a little bit of praise and encouragement, right? Praise them for what little effort they have done and guide them how to encourage, how to improve on their work. So feedback, empowerment. The next is empowerment. Empowerment is about giving independence to the child, where the child takes about responsibility of the child's learning. Give them the freedom to choose what they want to do, what topic they want to present, or if you are giving the topic, how to present it. Do they want it to present it as a chart, a craft, a drawing, or do they want to make a video of the germination if germination is the topic, right? So you're giving empowerment. So the child takes up responsibilities. You see them growing independent. Then we have the content. Try to link the content to real world skills. Make it relevant for the child. You're teaching fractions to the child. Start with concrete objects and then make it abstract. Bring a pizza to the class. Show them how the whole is, how you can make it half, how you can make it quarter, how can you make it 1/8, and how do you make it into equal portions. Fractions is about making equal portions. So that is the content there. And finally, teaching methods. So as teachers, we should be using multiple teaching, different varied teaching methods. You should make it as creative as possible. Involve the children in so that it reaches every learner. Multisensory, multiple intelligence. We need to keep all this in mind when we choose our teaching methods. And that's how you can make the children engaged actively. So I have given you 2 capsules today. One is the smart learning and the other is the perfect teaching. Okay, so have the capsules and I just give you a kind of assignment after the session. It's just kind of a reflection. Think about the low engagement cues or the high engagement cues in your own class when you delivered a topic or a concept. What were the cues of low engagement and what were the cues of high engagement? If you find any cues of low engagement, how can you make it better the next time? How can you involve your children more? Yes, so that's a reflection for you today. And with this, I end my topic. I will pass it on to Miss Nehal. Miss Nehal will talk to us about effective space management. Thank you once again, participants, for your patient listening and active involvement. Over to you, Ms. Nehal.
Thank you so much, Indu ma'am, and it was a wonderful session by you, Nevi ma'am, and Megha as ma'am as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, Hiren ma'am. So my topic for the day is effective space management. Dear teachers, first of all, I would like to ask you, what is the scenario when you sit in the library? What is the scenario like?
Quiet, it's peaceful, and you are
Absolutely.
surrounded with books.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rest of the teachers, please turn off on your videos. We are all teachers.
Ma'am, complete silence.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am, absolutely. And on the next, I will say, what do you observe in a playground?
Wonderful chaos,
Absolutely.
laughter, giggles. You can see competitive spirit. Actually, you witness a lot of things if you actually observe how children play.
Absolutely, ma'am. And one third thing, how much you observe when once you are not in the classroom.
When you are not there in the class is totally different because they feel they are in the liberty of being themselves.
talking, doing mischief,
Yeah.
running, and everything, right? So, what I want to basically tell you is space plays such an important role when it comes to learning academics. In library, you will find that it is peaceful, it is silent over there because keen learners and readers go out there. Specifically, they reach that place to not get disturbed and have full focus on their reading activity. In sports, we can say it's an open playground full of opportunities under the sky. So, the space plays a very, very important role for what task we are doing. So, for space management, I would like to tell you that first of all, teachers tell me what is the method of sitting in your class? Is it the row wise till today? And I would like to know from which city you all belong to. Please write it in the chat box, everyone. Okay. All right. So raise your hand if you still have that one typical classical method of sitting in your class. Okay. So probably everyone row wise, right? Right. That's wonderful to change. All right. Dear teachers, we all belong to our teaching profession, and space makes a major role in our day to day life. So instead of which are the major challenges you are facing since last 2 days in your class, especially when it comes to handling space? I would like to know from all of you. Either type in chat box or you can unmute and tell me. Can anyone unmute and tell me what are the major challenges that you face while handling space?
When it's overcrowded, ma'am, to manage their stationery, their bags, to stand up and get their pencil if they forgot, if we are sitting in the round form or somewhere, to manage the activities also, to put their books, to put our activities and everything becomes a challenging. Okay, that's what we face, and maybe due to this, we do, uh,
Absolutely. Anyone else?
Yeah, there are some in the chat box, Nehal. You can have a look at that. You can close the PPT and you can have a look at that.
Right. Absolutely. So, dear teachers, what I want to say is our classroom layout should be age appropriate, first of all. It shall be vision appropriate because, as someone I can see that they are writing that kids have to raise their neck in this way. which can in turn actually harm their learning capabilities, because for a longer period of time, like we are also sitting at one place for 2 hours, it gives us back pain and everything. So these are little kids. We have to be more careful for them. So whenever there is a layout since the beginning, means actually in vacation time, we all plan out everything, right? So I want each teachers to have a good layout planning together with the management, together with the principal and everything. Like for nowadays, still I can see that some teachers have the basic method of sitting, that is row wise, first row, second row, and the third row. But let me show you that now there are so many changes, so many updation coming forward, because we get complaint from parents, my child has to sit on the first bench. And some children are there who will say, my mother has told me to sit on the first bench only. Is it the same thing happening with you all? See, this is the basic classroom scene which comes to our mind. We don't have this scene. This is the new method of sitting where there is no first bench, no last bench. This can be a solution for maximum number of school classrooms. Nowadays we have so much brilliant of ideas to implement in our class. Like we have not equal level of learning capabilities in each and every child. There are different children, right? Some are fast, some are slow. So as you can see on the screen, there are different classroom layouts here. One is meant for group activity, one is meant for writing purpose, one is meant for some project work and everything. So each and every time, whenever you are following some task, you have to change the layout of your classroom accordingly. Because when we conduct some activities and we are observing that whether my activity went good or not, we fail to plan the layout of our classroom sometimes. Sometimes it is craft, then it's fine. Okay, craft thing we can go on with any layout. But when it is some project work, when it is something like games, like solving puzzles and something, we miss out to plan our classroom layout. Second thing, when we have to share our rooms, right? For example, there is a sixth standard class and you are the class teacher, and the principal has told shift to another class for nearly about 1 week or something, or randomly she's saying you to come and shift your class to the 12th standard classroom, which is somewhere else, a little far from your class. Okay. So what here you should do? You should have a mobile kit with you, a kit where you can have your registers, your important notes, your some puzzle games there, your teaching aids. It shall be in a kit itself. It should not be loose, or it shall be somewhere in your cupboard stuck beside, which is difficult to find out. So planning your activity accordingly in that particular week, you can have a mobile kit. When you enter the school, you can have that kit and go to your new classroom for that particular week time, right? Next, I will say, when it is games time, right? In games, each and every time teachers have to move from the classroom to straightforward to the PT class. And many a times they have the PT class or the sports room is somewhere so far. Whenever it is sports day, just make sure you are planning it on the earlier day itself and having your kit ready in your class itself. And the end of the day, when the kids go off, when the children go off, you can have it in your class itself. Let's say tomorrow you are playing badminton or something. So you can have that, you can ask your supporting staff to get it in your classroom as well. And since the beginning and since the morning, children will look at it and they'll be happy. Okay, today is the games time. And you will be chaos free for planning that day, that particular day. All right. Okay. Now let's have something out of books, out of classroom activity. I want each one of you to raise your hand to these activities if your answer is yes to it. Okay? Let's play some game together so that we all can know each other well. Stand up, so raise your hand. Dear teachers, raise your hand. Put your camera on. I want everyone to put on your camera. I know some of you are having your breakfast, some of you are having your second tea time. It's a Sunday morning, it's all yours. Raise your hand if you are feeling a bit nervous but also excited to learn. You can raise hand in the chat box also. Next, raise your hand if you have a pet at home or would like to have one. Anyone? Okay, next. Stand up if you love reading books. Thank you so much, Megha. Stand up if you have a family members who live in a different country. Stand up if you enjoy creating art, painting, drawing, writing, something else. All right. Thank you so much. Dear teachers, when it comes to space management, which pointers we need to keep focus on? That is, classroom layouts shall be flexible. Like recently in Malayalam or in Telangana, we had come to know that the ministry also have instructed all the schools to have V-shaped classroom, U-shaped classroom. So there is no complaints about the first bench and the last bench, so that the teacher is able to reach each and every child to check their work, to have an eye on each and every child. And it has worked up so well nowadays. So this updation is much required in each and every school. So if you have such classical method of sitting, typical method of sitting, that 3 rows and something, you can raise your voice, you can just put a request to your management that can we change it, because it is for the well-being of children as well and for the education. Use corners, walls for learning and storage zone. See, one of you teachers told me that you are having chaos when you have to go for taking out stationery, taking out their bags and books and everything. Even if 1 or 2 books are lost, I have personal experience. Like we have to spend like 10-15 minutes to find out their book of writing, because if we have to send that book particularly for homework also, and if that book is not we are able to find out, then it creates a lots of chaos during your classroom time. It eats out your time like anything. So keep them well organized in a corner and out of reach of children, because sometimes children are also mischievous. They will keep it or hide it somewhere else. Some mischievous children use this as a tool of mischief. Next is maintain a ready mobile kit. As I told you earlier, when there is a shifting due to some reasons, a renovation or anything, we need to have some mobile kit. And what is the priority things that you will keep it there? So keep in mind, jot down a list of things that you will require the most for a particular topic, for particular teaching, which subject. You have to list down things. Next is create small creativity and reading zone. Teachers, we come across you most distinct kids, children nowadays. Some are energetic, some are talkative, some are only busy in doing mischiefs, some are very silent and very understanding children we have. They understand before our instructions also. We have some children in our classroom like that also. Before our instruction, they get to know what teacher wants to convey. So we shall have reading corners, we shall have some creativity corners, and so that some children who are like fast learners, like we have to pace between fast learner and slow learners. This is a challenge for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, finish, ma'am, finish. Is this something that you hear in 10 minutes? Ma'am, finish, ma'am, finish. But then we need to tell them that ma'am is not finished, ma'am is alive right now. Right? So just in a blink of an eye, they just finish up their task and we have to then assign them something. So what you can do here is engage them by having some puzzles in your class that those whoever have finished their task, they can just go to the creative zone corner in the classroom itself so that they are able to engage themselves with some or the other thing instead of talking and disturbing the rest of the class. So story starters you can go for, then Sudoku. Best thing is to use a Sudoku play in your class. Have a game. There are so many things available in the market. Sudoku game and everything. Logical games are there. Then craft some activities like painting and something. You can have that creative corner to keep the fast learners busy. All right. Then as I can see that there is a lot of time required for teachers to transit. Like for example, the science class is over, now the maths class is starting. So kids are, I'm keeping the book at a slow speed like this. They will put the pencil, pen or something like this and slowly take out. So to take the transition time in a smooth way, you can make use of pictures because it is not every time that you can utilize your voice each and every time. You can have some pictures with you, like from book to toy, like it is just wrap up your books and it's now your playing time. You can show it a card to them instead of just shouting, yelling at them. You can use like a pencil to chair. So it is your circle time. You can talk and have fun. Art or time. So time to art. And now it's time to wrap up and wash your hands in something. So you can have such cards ready while you are free, when you get time, you can make such cards for your classroom so that you can use that like this and children are able to see instead of speaking loudly and shouting at them. Because once in a while, I know teachers, your throat is not going to work full day, right? We are like tired of screaming every day. These cards can help you a lot. Next is sometimes what happens, probably we all are having smart classrooms. How many of us have smart classrooms? I would like to know. Okay. That's good. That's good. So, we can make use of music. We can make use of music in each and every transition time, or we can say that settling time for a reflection, for cleanup, because each and every time you can instruct them, but specifically to each and every child, it is very, very difficult because after teaching huge topics like factorization, something, or in science, in SS, and something, you don't have that energy sometimes. So you can better make use of music in your classroom. It is much required because only human speaking and only human listening. And I will say that it is the teacher's only part of speaking, right? You can make use of music when it comes to transition, for example. So let's say you can play this music. Let's say from this music, each and every child is supposed to put on the other books and take out the next books of the next subject specifically. So they will remind it, they will remember this from the music itself, that this music is being heard. I'm supposed to change the books. I have to put the rest books and take out the new books for this. Then next is settling. For example, after a recess time or something, when you are entering the class, kids are still in the mood of talking, still something is left with them to share with their friend, still they want to don't want to sit at their place, they want to still stand there only. Ah, madam is watching, but teachers got duties, teachers got limited time and a lot of work to do. So you can play this music once you enter your class, and they will know that they have to settle down now. Please, we should add music. Time to settle down. We can have some sandbox also. We can have that sand timers also, which are visual to the first bencher kids, or we can say very active kids, or we can have a countdown from 30 to 1, or either we can say 20 to 1, which active kids are there. You know, some of the children who keep complaining, ma'am, he broke the rule, ma'am, she broke the rule, ma'am, you said not to go out in the lobby and he went there. There are some children like that. So you can use it vocally also, orally also, using children for them. And you can use it this music also. I would like to everyone to hear this reflective also. For example, it's a riddle time, and you are given them a task to complete in a few minutes or minute or couple of minutes, and you play as music like this. It will create an environment for them to think. So this music you all can use, and let me give you some idea that for a transition, for settling them, for cleaning up and everything, we can have festive musics as well. Just like I played this. Likewise, any festival that is coming along, you can use this music for that also. So when it comes to space, dear teachers, it is not only the physical space that you are touching. It can be all the senses, eyes, your hearing, everything. So space is not means confined up to the physical spaces that you are touching everywhere. It is whole in environment which creates studying, learning capabilities in each and every child. So we have to plan that better. Go for 3S, I will say. That is, the first is schedule, second is setup, and third is simplify. All three belongs to your space. So use it well. And the last one thing that I would like to share each and everyone, we are teachers. The more we share together, the more we have of ideas, the more we keep sharing with each other, we are going to build up a very, very strong foundation for our society. And already we all are doing great, everyone. The one thing that comes to my mind, that when there is a little baby, an infant, okay, it grows into a toddler, and after that it is a kid of 3 years. Anyone, like for example, if a neighbor will ask, just give me your child for a one day, is any mother going to give? No, right? It's my child, I can't trust on you. So the same way, but the same parents are ready to trust on a teacher. The same parents are ready to trust a teacher, no matter, means they are worried for a couple of days, but they have a trust on the teacher that she will take care of my child. As our mentor said, that teachers are the second mother, so we are playing this role of second teacher, which is very important, and we all are playing this role with full on dedication. We keep on upgrading ourselves every day. So I wish each and everyone we are doing well, and all the best to each and every teacher. And always have proud on yourself that you are a teacher, because teacher is above every profession, whether a lawyer, doctor, engineer, anyone. So, all the best, teachers, everyone. I hope you all had a good time with us and you learned. It was something valuable that you today. Thank you so much, Hiran ma'am.
Yes. So, I want to ask the participants here, do you think that they were presenting it for the first time? I want to know. All my trainees here, Mega, Nehal, Nivi, and Indu, they were presenting it for the very first time in front of the audience. A big applause to each one of you. You have been really wonderful. And they were a part of the trainer course, so you can see how well they have evolved after the trainer course. But it was really a joy to watch each one of you step up with confidence, because till this day they were some nervous, the little bit of heart, they could feel their heartbeats going high. But today they presented it with clarity, and they truly owned the space, right? And your growth over the sessions was definitely evident. And in case if any one of you as teachers want to grow in their career, this is one of the best courses that Balaji EduServe gives. I am the one who's going to be training you into it. You can get in touch with the lovely trainees who presented today as to understand how we did the course, what all we learned in the course. So train the trainer course is where you can step up your confidence, your career, and move from being a teacher to a trainer. So if you're ready to elevate your skills, strengthen your stage presence, transform into a career as an educator, as a trainer, the next batch of Train the Trainer course begins in the month of January. You can DM me, you can visit my website. It's called www.balajieduserve.com, or you can connect with me at 7567674919. I'll just mention it in the chat box. Many of you already have my number. In case you don't, this is what you can do. Right? There are lots of upcoming courses. You can always visit our LinkedIn profile, Hiran Bagadia, or our Insta profile, where you can come to know about the upcoming courses. Thank you so much for your time on a Sunday and listening to us on a very important topic of classroom management. I hope you have a lot of takeaways from today's session. Come on, I want you to write down in the chat box the 3 main top things that you're going to take away today. The 3 top things that you're going to take away today. Is it prepare, perfect, repair? What is it? Spaces, see, what was it? Come on. What are your 3 top takeaways? Prepare before you. Okay, wonderful. Okay. Smart learning, absolutely. Here, my contact details are here on the screen. I've already put it. It's 7567674919. Karma, says Tejasvi. Absolutely. That's lovely to know. One schedule class, yes. Prepare before you repair, yes. Thank you, Ashwini. Wonderful. Great. Hope to see you apply these classroom strategies that my trainees have shared over here with all of you into your classrooms, and positive learning, proactive learning, reflect and restore. Wow, that's quite a bit, Subra. Wonderful. Perfect. Yes. I think the anagrams really help, don't they? Right? They make you remember the important points for a very long time. Definitely, yes. Great. I'm so happy that you all were a part of it. Bhumika, do you want to say something? All right. Okay. So, okay, she had raised her hand. Great. All right. Anybody who has anything to say, you can unmute and you can let us know. Anybody, any last thoughts?
It was a wonderful session.
Yes, thank you. All right, so all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this training program. God bless you all. See you all soon in our next sessions. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care, all of you.